What is up, everyone? So, if for those of you who watched my first video, this is the follow-up video for it. So, yes, this is not technically, this is my first informational YouTube video. And before you guys start watching, please smash that like button, subscribe, and share this video. So, this first video is going to be Stardom Situm Week 11 Edition Fantasy Football. So, let's get right into it. So we are going to start off with quarterbacks stardom. I picked Lamar Jackson versus the Titans. That Titans defense, not good. They do not have a good run or pass defense. And Lamar has been passing okay this year. He had a decent game against the Patriots last week. He had 225 pass yards, 2 TDs, and an interception. He scored like 25 points. That's fine. But I think against this Titans defense, he's just going to light them up, passing and running. They just will not be able to stop him. So for my next pick, I had Matthew Stafford at the Carolina Panthers. Matthew Stafford, big week last week. Easily his best fantasy football outing. He had about 30 points. That's great. And he is going to go up against a Carolina defense. May I mention, a very young Carolina defense. And I think he's just going to have a huge game. He is coming in questionable, though, with a thumb injury. But he's going to be able to fight through it. And I think he's going to have another breakout week. For running backs, Damien Harris at the Texans. Damien Harris, great week last week, man. 112 rushing yards. Just a solid overall week. And he's going against a absolutely terrible Texans defense. Everything about it is bad. I think they're going to run the ball a lot, and I think Damien Harris is going to have another huge game. So, Kalen Ballage, let me know in the comments if you actually know who that is. 2 weeks ago, 16 points coming in because Josh Jackson got injured. Next week, he puts up another 15-point performance. Might I mention, he's coming up from their practice squad. I think he's going to have another huge game. He's going up against the Jets. And that's basically all I need to say because they are the Jets. Look at their record. I think they're going to run the ball a lot, and he is going to have another great week. If he's on waivers or if he's on your fantasy roster, an absolute start this week. Wide receivers, stardom. Michael Thomas versus the Falcons. Michael Thomas. He has been stinking it up these past couple weeks. Those who had him, he was probably your first or second pick. He's been injured for a while. He's coming back, but he has been stinking. Drew Brees with that punctured lung and broken rib, he's going to be out at least 3 weeks. I expect it to be more than that just because of just the degrade of the injury. But Michael Thomas is going against the Falcons, who are 30th in the league in pass defense. Taysom Hill is going to be their starting QB. I think Hill and Thomas are going to have a connection right away, and I think he's going to have his breakout game this year for fantasy. And now, moving on to Travis Fulgham at the Browns. Travis Fulgham, he's been decently consistent this year. He has been definitely an above-average player, and he's going to be a huge addition to your roster if you can pick him up or if he's already on your team. He's going against a weak Browns pass defense, and I think Carson Wentz and him are going to connect a lot, and I think he's going to have a big game. Now moving on to tight ends, stardom. Eric Ebron at Jaguars. He's been having a decent couple of weeks. He had a bad week last week. I think he had 2 receptions for 28 or 38 yards, and that's just not great. But going against a bad Jaguars defense, I think Ben Roethlisberger is going to look for the short game, and he's going to find Eric Ebron for a lot of connections. So definitely start him this week. Quarterbacks, sit-em. Now we're moving on to the sit-em section. Aaron Rodgers at Colts. So, Aaron Rodgers, top 5 QB this year in fantasy. But he's going against arguably the best defense in the league. I think this defense is going to shut down Davante Adams, and Aaron Rodgers, I don't think Davante Adams will be there, but I do not think he's going to connect like they have been since he's come back from his injury. So, yes, if you have a solid backup, definitely put him in over Aaron Rodgers going against that amazing Colts defense. Baker Mayfield versus the Eagles. Baker Mayfield is normally a sit. I gotta be honest. But if you do need to start him, don't. please pick someone off of waivers. He's going against an Eagles defense who has been great this year, despite their horrible record, but still leading the NFC East. We're going to call them the NFC least since they're like not even NFL level right now. And so I think that Eagles defense is going to shut down Baker Mayfield. I think he's going to be on his butt a lot. He's going to get sacked by that great front seven led by Fletcher Cox. Running back sit-em. James Robinson versus the Steelers. James Robinson, the breakout rookie this year, he's had a heck of a year. But he's going against the best front seven in football. The best in the Steelers. I think, led by T.J. Watt, may I mention, I think he's just going to absolutely penetrate the line, and James Robinson is not going to be able to get anything going. Moving on to Josh Jacobs versus the Chiefs. Amazing game last week, about 30 fantasy points. But this week, he's facing a decent Chiefs defense. But I think that the Raiders are going to look to the pass game. I think they're going to be passing a lot, and Josh Jacobs will not get the same action he's been seeing the past couple weeks when he's been playing. So, he is a good start, but just be very wary of that matchup with the Chiefs. Wide receiver sit-em. Cooper Kupp at Tampa Bay. Not a great year for Cooper Kupp. Just really not a great year. And especially he's going up against that amazing Tampa Bay secondary. I think Jared Goff is going to be barely passing. I think they're going to rely on their run game against this Tampa Bay team. And I don't think Cooper Kupp's going to get any targets. Now moving on to T. Higgins. T. Higgins at Washington. T. Higgins been great. He's a rookie this year. He's been great. But Washington, despite their awful record, they have the 8th best pass defense in the league. I don't think Joe Burrow is going to be able to connect with T. Higgins up as much. I think Giovanni Bernard's going to have a big game. So keep T. Higgins on your bench this week. Now for the last one, tight end sit-em. Rob Gronkowski versus the Rams. So, Rob Gronkowski, he had a decent week last week, about 15 fantasy points. But this week he's going against a top 3 defense in the league. Against tight ends and just straight up overall. Rob Gronkowski is going to get shut down. He's going to be locked down by those Rams linebackers and secondary. Tom Brady won't be able to get anything going. So, thank you so much for watching. Make sure to smash that like button.